Ahtisa Manalo. She is the queen on everyone's tongues in the Philippines. Ahtisa Manalo is the reigning Miss Universe Philippines 2025, and currently she's in Thailand, which is where she'll be in a few months when she competes at this edition of Miss Universe in Bangkok, Thailand. Now, the question really is Ahtisa Manalo ready for the crown? Hey guys, my name is Vijay Reyna. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, then welcome. My name is Vijay Reyna. I am a pageant analyst and I make videos about pageantry quite often. So if you want to join the Reyna family, which is what I call my subscribers, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and you'll be a Reyna. So Ahtisa Manalo is a queen that hailed from Quezon province. In addition to that, 2018 was just a year of icons. You had Ahtisa Manalo herself, who ended up placing first runner-up at Miss International. And of course, we had the beautiful Catriona Gray, who ended up winning the Miss Universe title in Bangkok, Thailand in 2018. So it's almost fitting that several years later, Ahtisa Manalo came back in 2025 when the competition would be held at Bangkok, Thailand again, just to snatch the Miss Universe Philippines crown. And like Catriona Gray, she didn't snatch the crown right away. Catriona Gray first went off to Miss World, and then she went to Bini Bini Pilipinas, where she was the eventual winner of the Bini Bini Pilipina Miss Universe title for the Philippines, and then obviously, as we know, she won Miss Universe. Ahtisa Manalo's path was a little bit more convoluted. She went to Miss International in 2018, and she placed first runner-up in Japan. She did a phenomenal job, and I really feel like 2018 was the year that she really set up a fan base, or as they like to call themselves, the Ahthisanators. Now, I was not an Ahthisanator in the very start, definitely not in 2018. I mean, I had just begun watching Miss Universe in 2018 religiously, so I wasn't really familiar with other pageant systems, including the Miss International pageant system. So Ahtisa Manalo was someone that I knew of because my introduction into pageantry was Filipino pageants, but she wasn't someone that I was super familiar with or followed very much. The last edition of Miss Universe Philippines came around in 2024. Ahtisa Manalo showed herself as a competitor once again, representing Quezon province. And a lot of people thought it was a shoo-in. I mean, she was the beloved Ahtisa Manalo. She was a sweetheart of the Philippines, and she was really, really well received by the Filipino people. So it was to no one's surprise that she ended up placing in the top 5. I think what everyone was surprised was that she wasn't the winner. So Ahtisa Manalo would go on to carry the Miss Cosmo International Philippines title, and the very first one at that. Miss Cosmo had its first ever edition in Vietnam, where Ahtisa went, and things did not go to plan. Kind of like her Miss Universe 2024 Philippines journey. I think we all thought that she'd win the MUPH crown, and so when she got the Miss Cosmo crown, the first one, we thought, well, this should be pretty easy for Ahtisa. I mean, she is the Ahtisa Manalo, right? And this is the first ever edition at this pageant. It's a new pageant, and any pageant that is that fresh, just by default, is considered an amateur pageant. So we were thinking there's no way she would lose, but unfortunately, she ended up placing in the top 10. And I think, you know, it would have been one thing should she have placed, or would she have placed rather, in the top 5. But the top 10 was just really a surprise. However, I think Miss Cosmo just had a tougher competition than expected or anticipated. We're not going to get into that much because if I go on about that, I probably will have my name on a lot of Filipinos' hit lists. So we're just going to leave that at that. And I thought that was the end for Ahtisa in the sense that I didn't think she was going to come back to pageantry. I thought, you know, she was done with it. She was like, all right, I did my time and I achieved what I wanted to. I came back and give it a shot and I'm done. However, we were all surprised, pleasantly surprised, when we saw her return to Miss Universe Philippines this edition in 2025. So Ahtisa, I think she was actually kind of a last minute addition. I don't believe that she had actually planned to participate in this edition of Miss Universe Philippines. I understand, or it's to my understanding, that there was an opening for Quezon province, and the representative that was originally supposed to represent Quezon province ended up dropping out last minute, and the Quezon province team reached out to Ahtisa Manalo asking for her to take the spot as Miss Universe Philippines Quezon province 2025. And she decided to go ahead with it. And there was an interview where she just stated that she was debating when she got the call, and she's like, should I not? But after talking to her nanay, or her mother, it seemed like her mom was like, go for it. Like, if you feel like you have the energy to do it, then you should go back and you should try for it once again. And she did. I will say, my thoughts on Ahtisa during the MUPH journey was definitely an uphill one. I think in the beginning, I was like, let's see. She's came around the block a few times, and I really want to see growth. And in the start of the MUPH 2025 competition, if you watch my MUPH series, I have a series on it. You can go to my playlist. It should be there somewhere. Or you can just go through my old videos. I wasn't really sold. I wasn't a full-on Ahtisa-nator. She was definitely one of the most, if not the most, popular candidate of the batch, similar to her 2024 run for Miss Universe Philippines. However, for me, there was just an inconsistency in styling. And with this new era of Miss Universe, I knew that social media presence, marketing, styling, brandability were all just super important. So I really wasn't sure if she's going to come and bring something new, if we were going to see a more refreshed, refined, and most importantly, fitting styling for Ahtisa Manalo. For me, when I thought of Ahtisa, I thought she had a very Manika, Barbie doll type of aura, right? Very, very Manika, very baby doll. And I always thought she was beautiful. It was never an issue with the beauty, but more so just an issue with her team trying to find the correct styling. And in the beginning of the MUPH 2025 edition, I still kind of got a sense that they were experimenting with her styling, trying to really figure out where they want to go. I'll never forget when I saw her evening gown photo shoot, and after that, something just clicked. I'm not sure what it was, but her team just got it. They just understood what was working for Ahtisa, what was not working for Ahtisa, and it seemed like they had a much more clear vision. And slowly but surely, throughout the photo shoots, throughout her public appearances, throughout her opportunities on the runway to show off her pasarela, I just really, really, really started to become an Ahtisa-nator. I was like, wow, this girl really is starting to win me over. And not that that's her job, right? Her job is not to win me over. But I also just saw a version and a side of Ahtisa that I don't think we've seen before. Ahthisa's always been very, girl next door, very friendly. However, I really just felt like there was a disconnect with Ahtisa for me personally as an international fan. Because I had watched many queens, and queens like Stacey Gabrielle, queens like Catriona Gray, these are queens that were very easy to connect with. And although I felt like Ahtisa was a very sweet girl, I didn't feel like I knew much or had much of a sense of who she was beyond a very nice girl. But that changed. Again, as the interviews were coming, as she was presenting herself on stage, as her styling was coming together, I was starting to get a sense of who Ahtisa Manalo was. And really, I started to understand that she really is just that girl who you can kind of talk to. That's the sense that I get, right? I don't know her. But she comes across as like the girl you could go out to dinner with and she would make you feel at home, right? And I remember early on during the MUPH 2025 competition, during the press con, when they just introduced themselves to the world as contestants for the MUPH crown, I was a little nervous because in one of her interviews, she said that she's just going to be relaxed and laid back and just enjoy the moment. And at first, I was worried that she's going to be too relaxed, and I was a little nervous that how is she going to achieve, her best self if she's just relaxed? And, as time went on, I definitely understood what she meant. She was definitely relaxed, but in the best way possible. She wasn't relaxed in the sense that there was no effort or thoughtfulness or any type of, effort put out. She was relaxed in the sense that she was just herself. She wasn't worried about anyone else. She was worried about herself. Ahtisa was worried about Ahtisa. And Ahtisa was competing with Ahtisa. And it was very, very clear. And I think this really came to her advantage. So come the preliminary night, I remember thinking, I think Ahtisa could win. At least top 3. Top 2 maybe. And I really felt confident that maybe even she could win. I think at that point, I thought maybe only Chelsea Fernandez had somewhat of a chance, but Chelsea's speaking capabilities sometimes wavers. It wasn't consistent. And I was thinking, the only thing that Ahtisa really needs to lock in and solidify the win is a little bit more structure with the Q&A, which we'll get to in a moment, and just a good evening gown. Because I feel like in the past competitions, her evening gown didn't really showcase her beauty as much as it could, right? She's a very beautiful girl, very ethereal, very manika. I mean, sobrang ganda siya, diba? Pero para sa akin, I just felt like maybe she could go ahead and have a better dress that really envisioned and encapsulated the ethereal beauty that Ahtisa has. Because she really is sobrang ganda talaga. Pero I just felt like there could be more effort put into her evening gown to really showcase all that. So when the preliminary competition came around, swimsuit was perfect. I feel like she softened her pivot. Ahtisa has a signature pivot that she does where she pivots really harsh with one hip, and then she does like a spin. I wasn't really a fan of the pivot, and I feel like she softened it a little bit, where she still retained that signature move, but she made it a little bit more Miss Universe friendly. And I really actually enjoyed it a lot. I feel like her swimsuit pasarela was just refined, natural, bubbly, but still like flirtatious. It was just it was really good talaga. I liked it. Evening gown, I was nervous. I was like, oh god, is she gonna come out in something that's not, good or that ages her a little bit, that makes her look like a tita? Pero hindi. Grabe. I loved her evening gown for the preliminaries. I had the sleek straight hair, which is so pretty. The golden dress was perfect. I mean, honestly, you guys, like talaga, it was just so ganda. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. For me, it was just exactly what she needed. And so I was like, okay, prelims went well. Finales, I need her to come out in a pink dress. Like, no, seriously, talaga, I literally said she needs to come out in a pink dress, diba? I was like, she needs to come out in a pink dress. Please, 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 please. Someone, whoever her designer is, pink. And baby pink, pastel pink, because I feel like whites, baby pinks, baby blues, pastels, I feel like those are the colors that really just suit Ahtisa Manalo very well, right? So finales come around, she makes it into the top 20 or top 16, I forget, whatever it was. No surprise. I mean, there was no surprise. I have my live reaction on my live stream tab, so if you guys want to go watch it, I encourage you to go watch it if you want my live reaction. And I think in my videos there should be something about it as well, like a review. But nonetheless, I was just like, yeah, no surprise. Swimsuit came around. I mean, what is there really to say about her swimsuit performance other than there was nothing really to say for me. I just personally felt like it was a good performance, diba? So yeah, no real problems for me personally. Then lastly came around the evening gown. When she came out with the high bun and that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pink dress, I was like, my prayers have been answered. Okay? My prayers have been answered. I was sobrang happy, okay? Sobrang happy. I was like, oh my God, I could not be more thankful. Maraming salamat po. Sa Dios para sa dress ni Ahtisa. Okay, I was like, thank goodness that she's coming out in this beautiful pink dress. And it was just so well fitted. I loved it. I really felt like she looked like a queen and it just suited her so well. And then she fell. She fell. And the first thing I thought was, oh God, because she's wearing at least 6-inch heels. I mean, did you guys see her heels? I mean, they looked really, really tall talaga. I was like, oh God, grabe talaga. Kasi, what if she freaking broke her ankle? That's what I thought. Those are high heels, you guys. And the dress was not that loose. It was kind of tight, like tubed, right? It was like a tube dressing. So I was thinking, oh my God, like what if she just hurt herself? Thank God, she just laughed it off. I was like, oh my God, like salamat po that she just was okay. I was so happy that she was okay. I was really worried for her, but she got back up like the queen that she is, laughed it off, and I mean, it was such a good performance. Talaga, you would have never known, okay, that she fell if you didn't know she fell, diba? Meaning that if you started the evening gown performance, ni Ahtisa, after her fall, like when she got back up, and you started it from that point, you would never knew she fell. Because she just did such a good job at recovering. And it's not easy to recover. You know, we've had people like REYNAS and Pia Wurtzbach and whatnot who have had like a little stumble on stage. But to fall completely and get back up the way that Ahtisa did, honestly, kudos to her. I was super impressed. And before someone's like, you're just kissing the Philippines, but I did not start off an Ahtisa nader, okay? I did not start off an Ahtisa Manalo fan. Anyone who knows me knows I was a Yana fan through and through. Okay, I was a Stacey Gabrielle fan through and through. So she wasn't even my sentimental favorite, but it was just not deniable. There was something about that fall and the recovery, knowing that she's okay, right? Like now that we know she's okay and she was safe. Something about the fall and the way she just laughed it off was almost like a magical moment, right? I'm not happy she fell, obviously, right? Because we want her to be safe and whatnot. We want all the girls to be safe. Um, However, I will say that the fall just added this magic touch, as awkward as that sounds. So where does that leave Ahtisa Manalo now? We are a few months into her reign, and there's only a few more months until the Miss Universe competition that is being held in Bangkok. The last time it was held in Bangkok, as we mentioned, Catriona Gray of the Philippines snatched the Miss Universe title and gave them their last ever Miss Universe, not ever, but their last since then Miss Universe crown. So can Ahtisa Manalo, who was a batchmate of Catriona Gray and placed first runner-up essentially, because that's what Miss International was at the time, a first runner-up title, at Bining Bining Filipinas, only to Catriona Gray. I mean, is this her time? Is it her time to win the crown? Can she do it? Asia is coming in strong this year. The Latinas are coming in strong this year. I mean, Ivory Coast is coming in incredibly strong. Miss South Africa is back. The Europeans are on a high from Denmark winning. What is going on, and where does Ahtisa fall with all of these competitors? For me, I mean, top 20 is a no-brainer, right? She has the support of the Filipino people. Talent is not that far from the Philippines, Talaga. I mean, it's only like, I'll say, I don't know, three hours, right? How do you say three in Tagalog? Isa, dalawang, tatlo? Anyways, so I think it's 3 hours from the Philippines or something. And there's a lot of Filipinos who do live in Thailand already. And I have no doubt that they will show up for these in Manalo in the same way that they showed up for Catriona Gray, and they will just cheer and shout for her, which should bolster her, her mood, her morale, and hopefully help her out when she places. I will be surprised if she does not place. From there, I think she can even get to at least a top 10. From top 10 and beyond, it will depend on her evening gown, her styling, and that's another thing I have to say in terms of Ahtisa Manalo's package and what I want to see from her, because that's just something to talk about, right? What do we want to see from Ahtisa when she goes to Thailand for the actual preliminary competition? Right now, she's in Thailand, I think, doing some interviews, some media interviews. I think she's going to host Miss International coming here soon. So right now, we're not too focused on, anything in specific. But when it comes to her going to Bangkok, Thailand for the preliminary activities leading up to the Miss Universe 2025 competition in Bangkok, what do we want to see? For me, right, I would like to see a little bit changes in the Miss Universe Philippine organization's approach for Ahtisa compared to Chelsea Manalo. Hi guys, it's Vijay from the future editing, right? You guys, I said all that stuff about her styling before I saw her Mr. International look, and I just want to say, oh, her look for hosting Mr. International, let me get lighting. Her look for hosting Mr. International was just, I loved it. Oh my God. Like, she looks so good. So good. If they style her like that for the competition or like during the preliminary events, I'm not even worried about her. Like, I'm genuinely not even worried. She looks, I mean, this is the best. She looks so good. So good. So I hope she wears something like that. Now, we all know Chelsea Manalo was the face card of the last edition of Miss Universe Philippines. I mean, the girl was stunning. And if you watched her, or rather, if you saw her photo shoots with Seven Barreto, which is, I mean, just an icon, right? An iconic photographer, iconic cinematographer. Hi, Seven, if you have an internship position and you will allow an American citizen to come to the Philippines, let me know so I can learn from you. I'm trying to learn photography, you guys. Anyways, he's an icon, right? When we would see the wardrobe that Seven and the team would adorn the beautiful Chelsea Manalo in, it was a little bit different from what she showed up in Mexico with. I feel like the Miss Universe Philippines organization did not maybe supply Chelsea with enough diversity in clothing, and I wish they would have just taken a little bit more risks with Chelsea Manalo's styling, because she is just so beautiful, right? So of course you don't have to put her in too much, right? However, if we look at the last two title holders from the JKN organization, they they were dressed up really, really well, really fiery, really va-va-voom. The styling was always perfect. I mean, they were not shy. They were not camera shy. They were posting on social media consistently. They grew a fan base not only within their own countries, but internationally as well, and within the local population of the host country. And I think Ahtisa Manalo has a beauty that can lend itself well to the Thai people and to international audiences in general if they style her correctly. So here are some stylings that I really enjoyed on Ahtisa Manalo. These are some outfits that I would love to see something of the sort. I mean, I wouldn't even mind if they repeated the outfits for the Miss Universe, preliminary competition as well, because we haven't seen them in motion in person. So something of this nature of these few photos that I'm posting, I think would suit Ahtisa really well. Here are some things that I do not think we need to see her in. These are things that I think don't necessarily suit her well. Now, before someone hates on me in the comments and says, "What are you talking about? Ahtisa looks good in everything." No one looks good in everything. Okay? There is, and even if she looks good in everything, hypothetically, right? We want her to look great. We don't want her to look good. We want her to look great. So I would like to see a little bit more styling consistency with Ahtisa. For me, it feels like the organization is still trying to understand exactly what they're doing with Ahtisa Manalo and her styling. So I'd like to see a little bit more consistency because I feel like we already know what looks good on her, right? These ones right here. So I would like to see some consistency from the organization with her styling. In addition to that, I would like to see a little bit more social media presence on her page. I hope that the team will just, take into account the era of Miss Universe that we're in right now. It's not IMG, so the approach that they have with Bea Luigi Gomez, I don't think it's going to work very well for this edition of Miss Universe and the ones moving forward, so long as the JKN group has, and Raul from Mexico has ownership over the Miss Universe organization. So definitely a little bit more social media presence. Beyond the social media presence and the styling, just a little bit more media interviews or some vlogging or something. I would love to have a little bit more access to Ahtisa, what she's doing in her daily life, what's going on with her. Maybe a tour series where she goes to different parts of the Philippines, highlights their culture, or whatever she is close to her heart about the Philippines. Bring it to that international audiences. We would love to see it. Other than that, I wish her luck. For now, I think I'll keep it safe and say top 10, although I wouldn't be surprised to see her in the top 5. Oh yeah, and for her question and answer, I will just say this. She speaks really well. English is on her side. She's pretty good at speaking English, which does help because you don't have to worry about a translator messing up what you said. And I think that she has a really good baseline Q&A. If she can just lock it in, hone it in, and just focus on the question itself a little bit more when it comes to her answers, I think she'll be good and set on her ways. In terms of Asia, top 2. It's between her and Vina. It's kind of a ping pong. I think definitely Vina's team has a really good idea of how they want to style Vina Pravinar. So I just hope that Ahtisa Manalo's team will, ensure that she also has up to par styling. But definitely for me, she's a top 2. I like Indonesia as well. They just crowned her, I think, like this past weekend. But she's also very beautiful. But this is about Ahtisa. I feel like I filmed that video and now that everything that I said in that video is no longer true because as soon as I literally filmed that video, Ahtisa Manalo decided to wear every single beautiful piece of clothing that she has in store, and she looks stunning. Do you see that red dress on her? So yeah, well, I'm not going to delete it from my video just so you guys can see my original thoughts, but I will say, if this is what she's going to bring to Miss Universe, I'm not really worried about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, Ahtisa Manalo, like, would have proved me, like, would have shut me up. In a good way, would have shut me up. Honestly, sobrang ganda siya. Diba? Oh, is that a bug? Anyways, no. I mean, she was always beautiful. It was never the beauty that was the problem, right? I just wanted to see her beauty be matched with equally beautiful clothing. And yeah, the Philippines MUPH team is just, I feel like they're finally stepping up and they're doing what they need to do. Super proud of them. MUPH is still a fairly new organization. I think we forget that. For years it's Binibining Pilipinas. So I think we have to be patient with the MUPH team and give them a chance, right? Like, I know that so many of us are adamant to see the Philippines get another crown. I know I am, even though I'm not Pinoy, even though I'm not Filipino. I just love Filipino pageantry. So, you know, I would love to see them get another crown. We got to be patient with the organization. They're doing the best they can with what they have. It's, again, they're pretty new. They've only been doing it since 2020, so this is only their 5th year. I think they're doing a pretty good job every year at figuring out the formula. And they also acquired it during a organizational like change, right? Because it went from IMG when they first acquired it to JKN. And the first 3 to 4 years inevitably was going to be years of growing pains and trying to figure out what does this new era want. And now JKN era might be coming to an end because allegedly Anne lost her share. So I don't know. Is it Telemundo era now? Charot. So, gusto ko ng Ahtisa Manalo, and I wish her the best of luck. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about Ahtisa Manalo? Do you think that she is a Charot. Do you think that she is a contender for the crown for Miss Universe 2025? And by that, I mean, do you think that she can win? Do you think that she can take the crown back to the Philippines and repeat what they repeated in 2018 in Bangkok, Thailand? Or do you have her somewhere else? Do you have her in the top 20, 10, top 5? For me, I think I have her in the top 10 as of right now. What else do you want to see from my channel? Comment down below your thoughts about these Manalo. Let me know what you guys think. Give this video a thumbs up, please. Giving it a thumbs up does wonders for my channel. Again, if you want to join the Reyna family, which is what I call my subscribers, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Of course, at the very end, it wants to shut off, so my camera just died on me. Nonetheless, if you want to subscribe to my channel and join the Reyna family, which is what I call my subscribers, hit the subscribe button down below and you will become a Reyna. Yeah, comment down below also what videos you guys want to see. Do you guys want to see more videos about other contestants? What do you guys want to see? I am going to start rallying up the contestants and looking at them a little bit more closely. I'm going to start making a little bit more like a leaderboard type thing. So let me know who are your early favorites, and also get ready for Miss Grand season. Miss Grand International and Miss Universe are going to be very close in proximity, so a lot of videos and a lot of research for me to do. I love you guys, as always, REYNAS, and as always, maraming salamat po, kampong ka, terima kasih, dhanwad, dhanyavad, shukriya, shukran, arigatou gozaimasu, sheshe ni, muchas gracias, and I love you guys so much. Bye, REYNAS!